Alright, so when humans were made up of many different parts, it's not like a computer where you have a CPU and the CPU does what it's supposed to do and that's it, you know. Maybe it fails and it just does its specific task. Humans, the brain, the mind, the soul, the behavior, the habits, the ideas, the belief system that you have. You're made up of many different components, and I'm not even sure that we discovered them all. I think that, you know, even though today we're so advanced, I believe that we haven't discovered them all. But why I'm making this video is because I wanted to talk about the other personalities or other people in our head. Probably doesn't make sense. Probably thinking I'm crazy. But it's like you almost have other people in your head. Let me explain before you start thinking I'm insane. You might be playing soccer and you might have, you may not be that experienced. You might not know how to kick the ball accurately where you want it to go, or kick it high, kick it low. But while you're doing the activity, or maybe even while you're not doing the activity, you might get a thought in your head, a sound saying, you don't know how to play soccer. You're not good at soccer. And you'll never be good at soccer. This thought is in your head is almost, it's almost not up to you. I say almost not up to you because you can train this thought in your head. There is a way you can train it, but for the most part, it's not up to you. It just pops up. You can't really do much about it, and you can't do much about it popping up. It's not up to you. It's like the weather. You can't do nothing about the weather. I mean, you can do something about what you wear. You might bring an umbrella to work or something, but you can't change the rain. You can't change the sunny day. Kind of like you can't change these feelings that pop up, or you almost can't change them. And I think that it's important to realize that. So it will pop up and it'll say, you're not good at soccer, and a lot for a majority of my life, 98% of it, I'm only 29 years old. I never realized that. It would pop up. I never sat there and said, wait a second. You weren't there before. And now you just pop up this thought. Who are you? Where did you come from? So it's like it's like a person in your head, another person that's trying to tell you something. It's like it sabotages you. And I caught him red-handed in my mind. I caught him red-handed. So that's just one type of person, thought, or feature or component that you have in your head. out of many. Now, it is up to you whether you believe that or not. Believe that person or that thing in your head. You can choose to identify that thought and say, hey, I don't have control of you popping up. You're just going to pop up. But I'm not going to listen to you. You're not going to dictate, me. I'm not going to allow you to get to me and to make me believe that what you're saying is true. And I think that learning not to listen to these thoughts, this component or this person in your head, whatever you want to call them. I'm just going to call it Saburtor. Training yourself not to listen to Saburtor is a skill. Is a skill. Everybody has a Saburtor. Everybody has one. Whether you say you do or you don't. He's there. So I think identifying it is the first step. Knowing that Saburtor exists. Knowing that you have very little control over him, if you even do. He's there, and you got to deal with him. You're going to have to deal with him. You can listen to him. You could ignore him, but he will pop up. But that's just one thing out of many others, and people, this is another thing that I think that's very important to understand. People are like people. So just like you have a Saburtor, somebody you love, a friend of yours, a colleague, an associate, whomever it may be, the person across the counter that you might be dealing with, they have a Saburtor too. And not only do they have a Saburtor, they have, they might lose patience with you. They might have another type of feature or component or person in their head that makes them short, or that will make them lose patience quickly and get irritated and frustrated with you. So when you deal with somebody, just know that sometimes you're dealing with their saboteurs. And it's not necessarily them, so you might tell them that, and they might be like, well, what the heck are you talking about, dude? You're going crazy. You need to go to the psych house or something. They may understand, they may not. I don't know, but I think that is just a nice little thing to know when you're dealing with somebody that you love or that you like, or maybe just dealing with anybody, that just keep in the back of your mind, that this person has another person in their head, and maybe they have bad habits. They might listen to that person or whatever, and I think it helps you deal with other people.